Leaked documents suggest that Russia is helping China prepare to attack Taiwan. The files were examined by researchers at the Royal United Services Institute. That's a defense and security think tank that's based in the UK. They show that Russia has agreed to supply military equipment and technology that could help China prepare an airborne invasion. Russia and China have deepened their military cooperation in recent years, with Beijing providing support for Moscow's war in Ukraine. In return, China could be getting the military expertise it would need to successfully take over Taiwan. Now, according to U.S. intelligence, Chinese President Xi Jinping has directed China's army to be ready to invade Taiwan by the year 2027. China views the self-governing island as a breakaway territory and has vowed, in its words, to unify Taiwan with the mainland. It says it's willing to use force if necessary. Now, speaking in Washington recently, Taiwan's Mainland Affairs Council minister said that China was preparing to seize Taiwan as part of a strategy to displace the U.S. as the world's most powerful nation.
In seeking unification with Taiwan, the CCP seeks to exclude the U.S. influence from the Asia-Pacific region, ultimately replace the United States as a global leader in order to restore the national glory and realize the so-called China dream.
Is China sharpening its military sword with Russian steel? Joining me now is Oleksandr Danylyuk from the Royal United Services Institute. He's one of the authors who analyzed the leaked Russian documents. He also acted as a defense and security policy advisor for the Ukrainian government. Oleksandr, it's good to have you with us. Let me just ask you first, how did you get access to the documents that you used to write your report that suggests Russia is helping China prepare for a Taiwanese invasion?
We asked for them from a group of activists, Black Moon Group. They gave us the documents.
And how are you able to verify these documents? How confident are you that they're real?
We're pretty confident. It's more than 800 pages of very detailed technical and legal documents. So we have no doubt that they couldn't be forged by anyone, by Russians. But Russians, at the same time, we don't see any reason for Russians to forge it. At the same time, we had also verification of this information by checking it in Russian custom data. So we have some other evidence that the information in the data set is legitimate.
And what do the documents, what do they tell us? I mean, what exactly is Russia providing to China to help prepare to attack Taiwan?
So it's a set of capabilities, both equipment and training, to train special forces and also airborne battalion on heavy equipment to enter, to invade the island in a manner which is very important for the general concept of operation.
Well, yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. I mean, it may be a surprise to people to hear that an amphibious invasion of Taiwan would not be ideal. Why is that?
No, it's the only way. Obviously, you can deliver a mass you need for this operation, but to secure the landing spot for your amphibious forces, you need to control that part of the terrain, which is called breach usually. So that's why you need actually. I would say about a regiment of airborne troops specifically trained, to take under control, most probably one of the important ports of the island. So we believe that, most probably the operation is designed for Taipei port and the area around it. So it's several stages. The first stage, it's special forces using that Russian a special parachuting equipment which helps them to jump from very high altitude and to infiltrate Taiwanese airspace without being detected. They actually suppress the air defense, which is located in the area, both by attacking these air defense systems themselves and also by actually targeting other means like missiles and drones. So we believe that actually China could probably deplete Taiwanese air defense out of ammunition by massive attack of drones and missiles, and afterwards, without being in very big risk, they can deliver that airborne troops. And it's actually important for two reasons to use Russia.
Let me just ask you this: why does China need Russia's help to do this? I mean, what know-how does Russia have that China does not?
Yeah, first of all, it's the parachuting school. It's actually not so many countries in the world who know how to do it and who have all of the important equipment for that. And Russia is among very few of them. And China has been working on developing that capabilities for itself, but it would take probably 10, 15 years more. And in this regard, it's actually know-how and also very special equipment. So like Russians have actually much better firepower of their systems, which are designed to be airborne landed, comparing to the Chinese, platforms. So, for instance, this Sprout actually system, in fact, it's some sort of a light tank with actually similar gun as T-90 has, for instance, and BMD they also have actually much better guns comparing to Chinese analogs. So, like, it makes sense in terms of actually getting access to this technologies without trying to waste years.
Oleksandr, let me ask you just about the timing of this. Why has Russia decided to help China now?
Yeah, so I think that the main reason is because Russia doesn't want to stay alone, being isolated because of its aggression against Ukraine, and it wants to expand the crisis. And because it invested all of its resources into means of war, the only actually way for them to convert that, means into geopolitical power, it's to have that bigger global war. And in this regard, Chinese invasion to Taiwan, it seems to be as one of the best, potential options to actually trigger China-US war, which is actually the most desirable war Russia would need.
What about a time horizon, 2026, 2027?
I think that we have one of the elements we know about. This is actually that set of military equipment capabilities. China would need to be confident about invading Taiwan, but at the same time, we know that there is a group of SVR personnel stationed in Beijing collecting political intelligence about potential triggers to push official China toward the decision to invade. And one of the actually elements of such a pre-condition could be a declaration of independence of Taiwan, but there are others as well. And also it's clear that for both the concept of operation and also for actually pushing Chinese government toward the decision, it's very important to have political crisis in in Taiwan. And right now, as you know, the president is from DPP, and the majority in the parliament is controlled by KMT. So it's already, some precondition for the crisis, which could be exploited both by Russians and Chinese, to be honest.
Well, what we're talking about here really connects the dots between Ukraine, Russia, China, Taiwan, and the United States. Before we run out of time, how much of a wake-up call should this be for Western capitals? I'm thinking London, Berlin, also Washington.
Yeah, I think that things are definitely getting worse, and we can see that in all of the parts of the world. And I think that we should be also honest that the reason why more and more other authoritarian leaders, they start thinking about actually violating international order is because Russia hasn't been punished properly. Otherwise, everybody would see that example and wouldn't want to repeat it, right? So that's why actually we have still, I think, 2-3 years maybe, and it's up to us if we can actually force Putin and Russia, to behave properly, and also to show that proper lesson, to the rest of potential troublemakers.
Okay. So the clock is ticking. Oleksandr, we appreciate your time and your insights tonight. Thank you.